like Rebirth, Stellar
Yeah.
Blade, Rise of the Ronin, like they have exclusives. They just don't have anything coming out from that
They're the only
studio.
one who has exclusives that's not Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my guess is that Jim, I'll be interested to see if you agree with this, but my guess is that Sucker Punch's next game, which I assume is Ghost 2, was supposed to hit this year and it didn't work out. And so
Yeah.
like it seems like this is like the vacancy when that game would have come out. And it's
Yeah.
like I assume they had to delay it internally or something. So that's why that messaging came out is like they
But
had a
that,
space for
yeah.
that to land and it's not going to happen anymore.
Yeah.
But PlayStation does that, and I think to great credit. It's one of the reasons why they've earned their reputation for these quality
Yeah.
first-person games. Is they give them the time to cook, where Microsoft feels more like their games of service anyway, like Halo Infinite. Like they're just
Yeah.
Sea of
they're
Thieves. Yeah,
Sea of
Grounded.
Thieves.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Where they want that reoccurring user as opposed to like that narrative driven experience. And if you want a narrative driven experience, you're only going to find that right now, in my
And
opinion,
you got to give it
on
time.
PlayStation. Yeah,
You got to
you
give them
got
the
to.
time. I mean, I'm sure Hogwarts, I'm sure they made sure that game was as polished as they possibly could before that came out. I mean, you
Yeah.
remember
Like
Brian, I think
2018. Yeah, when they announced it.
like
Like you said,
like when we were talking about it, leading up to when we gave it game of the year, I was like when I saw the previews for that game, I was like this is either going to be one of the best games ever made or it's going to be like a complete you just put out your video on the Ginger Prime channel about Sean Murray and how he
Mhm.
lied and everything,
Yeah.
purportedly or accurately or what have you. We won't debate, but how he lied to everybody about what the game was going to be and it was false advertising. And I was like, it's either going to be Hogwarts is either going to be the best game ever made, or it's going to be like one of those again. And sure enough, like all the previews, all the marketing, all the commercials, like it's just the game. Like that's
Mhm.
just what it is. And
Yeah.
I was just like, there's no way, dude. Like how in a world where there's so many games that come out and it's like, oh, you don't actually get to do that thing. Even Skull and Bones, people are like, oh, you're just a boat or like whatever.
Right. Like yeah,
Like
that's
Hogwarts is like, yeah, dude, you've got a wand and you're a wizard and you can do all of it. You can go anywhere and you can do whatever you want. And the castle's huge and the Highlands are huge and so it's like, I hope you're right. I hope that Ubisoft delays Star Wars Outlaws for 2 years if they have to, because that game's got to come out and it's got to be amazing. It's got to be the benchmark. You know, it's got to be what Starfield was supposed to be or what
mm,
Hogwarts Legacy is, which is like the benchmark game for people to play year after year after year if they want to engage with a certain idea or a certain IP. Like Star Wars Outlaws needs to be the Star Wars game, the open world Star Wars action adventure game, the way that Hogwarts Legacy is for the Harry Potter IP of like I want to be a wizard, I want to go to Hogwarts, I want to have this like wizarding life adventure, like I'm going to go play that game. And I'm sure you could sink 200 hours into that game and have a blast for all of it if that's what you want to do. And hopefully Star Wars Outlaws ends up being like that. Like I feel like they've got to nail that feeling of like I am in this world. I am a mercenary or I am, on the outer rim working for Jabba the Hutt or like whatever I'm doing, or
yeah.
I can go do these other things. I can maybe there is a way that I can sort of become like a pseudo Jedi or something and interact with the Force. Like whatever you're going to be able to do, they got to make it compelling and interesting and
Ooh.
nail that.
Will
yeah,
there
I
be a
agree.
Jedi? Will there be a Jedi in Star Wars Outlaws?
There has to be, right?
There
Like
will be a Jedi character. I don't think that you will be
Right,
one.
right,
I
right.
almost don't want them to do that, but
well,
like
what if it
Like
was
if they
like
could find a
an
clever way to do
antagonist or
it,
something like
maybe.
that, where it's just
it's
like,
like
all
the
right,
easy allies. Will there be a lightsaber in Star Wars Outlaws?
I'm gonna have to dip out, guys. So I'm gonna hand it over to Kirk and Jim for the
Well, I mean,
rest of the show.
I think
Go ahead.
I mean we're kind of
Yeah,
wrapping up
Joker's
there. I
not here,
mean,
so we don't have the Destiny
yeah, I
stuff. So
mean,
I just didn't
Jim,
want
you
to
got
cut y'all short.
any
Yeah.
final thoughts on Outlaws and when do you think it's going to come out and what are you hoping for or what are you expecting
I think it comes out this year. I think it's like
this
November.
year?
Yeah. I
Because
think it's gonna.
they haven't said it's this year. I thought it was
They
next
said it this
year.
year. They
Okay,
said. Did they say? I'm pretty sure they said 2024. Because when they
I'm not
announced
sure.
it a
I'll
few
have to
months
go look
ago,
now.
they said 2024. Pretty
Okay,
sure.
that would be
Um.
awesome if it's coming
Yeah.
out this year.
Oh
I,
man, yeah, that'd be great
It'd be
as long as
amazing.
it's
Yeah,
ready.
yeah. I
yeah,
think.
yeah,
Um. I have high hopes just because of that team, massive. They've really hit a bunch of their like the Avatar game was like awesome. Division is great. And kind of like what you were talking to, Kirk. Like since you're playing a smuggler, you need to get gritty, right? Like you need that Cassian Andor.
Yeah.
shooting the dude in the gut so he doesn't rat you out. You need like the Han Solo shooting down Greedo under the table. Like I want to be a little mean in that game.
They got to nail that vibe for sure.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see like the agency that you have with like some of the dialogue stuff you get to pick. I played a couple like Ubisoft games like Far Cry stuff, and you do get sometimes choice, but it's not like uh Baldur's Gate 3 or whatever, for example. Where
Yeah,
like
if it's not dialogue, give me player agency to experience things in the world that I want to experience. That's all I ask.
yeah, and the cover system needs to be great. In that one trailer, like you need to be able to just jump in and out of cover and shooting. Like
Division was okay though. So
yeah, yeah.
hopefully
Division was
they nail
good.
that.
Yeah.
I'm
I like the
excited.
cover
If it does
mechanics.
come out this year, I didn't know that, and that would be awesome. So
Yeah.
I'm sure Brian and I will be playing it because that game looks sick. Hopefully, it is another Hogwarts, and it just is what it looks like. That'd be awesome. That's what you hope for every game. Just be what it looks like. Just be what it looks like.
You gotta have the cameos or references. Like you gotta nail all that stuff just to feel like you exist in that world.
All right, Jimmy, plug your stuff one more time. Guys, go check this guy out. He's really entertaining.
Yeah, so I stream like 5 times a week on twitch.tv/JimTasty, mostly like shooters and battle royales. And then we upload twice a week on youtube.com/shared screens covering like pop culture and video games. So check us out over there. And yeah, I'm super active on Twitter, Jim Tasty tweets. So hit me up there too, man.
All right. Kirk, what do you got coming up?
As far as the channel, not much. Yeah,
You're doing weekly with Lono as well, though. So
yes, yeah. Well, I'll be over on Reforge every Monday, and yeah. As far as reviews, just haven't been getting stuff because Suicide Squad killed my channel. So I might
we'll get it back.
Break or we'll get it back. I anticipate doing a review on NCAA football.
Yeah.
But I
finally coming back.
Yeah, if I can do something before that, that would be great. But it just depends, man. It's hard out here. I wanted to do a review on Outlast Trials, which launches on console tomorrow, but just didn't happen. So the review game is hard. Thankfully we got these Dark Forces copies. But I just didn't end up enjoying it enough to really. I don't like to put out a lot of negativity about games.
Yeah.
Like, even in my review about Suicide Squad, I was like, it's really fun. It's it's captivating in the combat, but the characters are annoying and the story's bad.
That's usually why, because on that point, because I agree with you, because there's just plenty of that. People, oh, this game sucks. It's like, what's its value? Like, what's the value proposition in the game? Like, it's like, yeah, maybe I don't think it's worth $100, but it definitely was worth $30 or 40. Like, and everybody's gonna have a different scale for that. But that's where I agree with.
That's why I came on and recommended, like, go buy and play Jedi Outcast for that lower price point. See if you like those games, because I don't want to turn anybody off of Dark Forces, and maybe they would love it. Like it's just not for me or what I want to play right now in the year 2024. But or just buy it outright for $30 if you want to. If you think you're going to enjoy it, if you've liked what you've seen, go play that game, because it's awesome for what it is. So yeah, I don't like being super negative about stuff. I'm glad that stuff exists. I'm glad Skull and Bones exists, and maybe I should start Twitch streaming with Skull and Bones.
Dude, you're loving it so much that I think you should. Like, honestly,
I just don't know enough. Like I see other videos from other content creators, and they're like, "Go here and do this thing," and I'm like, I didn't even know that, dude. Like, what?
But I know so many people who talk themselves out, and it's like, there's nothing wrong with not being like, it's like, I'm discovering this too, guys. Like,
but I'm not entertaining like you guys.
I think you're entertaining.
I disagree. Yeah, you're entertaining, man. It's you either want to know too much or not enough.
Make sure I watch every Lono and you, because you guys like are entertaining. But yeah, Kirk, you're entertaining. Don't sell yourself short, man.
Well, yeah, make sure you go watch Jim Tasty play some original Battlefront, because I know that's gonna be.
He's probably definitely more entertaining than both of us, though. Like, it's like
combined.
There's a level of entertainment.
Thank you for elevating the quality of the show, Jim. We appreciate it.
Oh, come on.
All right, guys. For me, I just, as Kirk alluded to, I released a state of the game for No Man's Sky. As I dove into the history, I was really surprised by people who were upset, like, about the game still 8 years later. And as a new player, I was like, I don't have that. I can't share in that animosity. Like, I'm like, oh, so I kind of dove into the history and all the updates, and eventually reached my conclusion. So those are fun. I try to release at least 2 official State of the Games every month, and then having another discussion edited topic as well. So you can find that over on Ginger Prime. But thanks everybody here for joining us for the live show. Hopefully you guys check out the MP3 audio and more once that gets processing and all that. So usually try to happen the day or the day after, but you never know with YouTube, and you never know how that goes. But anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap up. I'm gonna hit the intro, outro, and we'll see you next time.